The old abandoned house stood shrouded in mist at the edge of town. Locals knew it only as the Mercer House, their words hushed and fearful whenever its name was spoken. No one lived there, or so they said. But one day, a young man named Aaron arrived at its doorstep. Aaron was a photographer who specialized in capturing forgotten places. Old houses were his favorite subjects, and the more dilapidated, the better. So, when he heard rumors of an abandoned house on the outskirts of town, he couldn't resist the urge to explore. Located down a dirt road, the house seemed out of place amidst the neat rows of houses that lined the main street. Its paint was peeling, its windows shattered, and its front porch sagged like an old man's shoulders. As Aaron neared the house, the air grew heavy with the scent of decay and dampness. The wind sighed through the trees, carrying with it the mournful hoot of an owl. Aaron felt a chill crawl up his spine. Despite the unsettling atmosphere, he stepped closer. It was then that he noticed the sign nailed to the rotting doorframe. The peeling paint revealed the words, "Beware." Aaron hesitated for a moment, the hairs on the back of his neck standing on end. But curiosity overrode his apprehension, and he knocked on the door. There was a hollow thud, then silence. Gathering his courage, he tried the handle. To his surprise, it turned. As he pushed the door open, it groaned like a weary giant awakening from a long slumber. Inside, dust motes danced in the weak light that filtered through the grimy windows. The air was thick with the scent of decay and time. Aaron stepped inside, his eyes adjusting to the gloom. Before him lay a cavernous hall. Straight ahead, he could see a staircase spiraling upwards into the darkness above. To his left and right were doors, each one hiding secrets in the gloom. But before exploring further, Aaron set up his tripod and camera in the entryway. He wanted to capture the essence of this place, the feeling of utter abandonment and the stories whispered by the very walls. The camera clicked, capturing the image of a room frozen in time. With his first shot complete, Aaron moved deeper into the house. Each room he explored was filled with relics of a forgotten life. In the parlor, there was a piano with its keys yellowed and cracked. In the dining room, a single chair sat at the table as if waiting for its owner to return. In the bedrooms, he found old photographs tucked under loose floorboards, faces smiling back at him from another era. Aaron carefully documented these discoveries, his camera lens becoming a time machine that brought the past to life. He continued his exploration, intrigued by the tales the house seemed eager to tell. The silence was broken only by the sigh of the wind through broken window panes and the rustle of his own footsteps on the decaying floorboards. As he ascended the grand staircase, its banisters smooth from years of touch, he felt a strange sense of familiarity, as if he had been here before in another life. At the top of the stairs, he came across a door hidden behind a tattered tapestry. Drawn to its mystery, he pulled the tapestry aside, revealing a hallway. Intrigued, he stepped into the darkness. The hallway was narrow and the air grew colder as he walked. The faint sound of a rocking chair echoed ahead, growing louder with each step. As he rounded a corner, he saw a door at the end of the hall, slightly ajar. The door was painted a cheerful blue, a stark contrast to the rest of the house's somber tones. But what drew Aaron's attention was that it didn't appear to be on the house's floor plan. Curiosity piqued, he approached the door. As he reached out to knock, a sudden gust of wind rattled the loose window panes. The sound of a rocking chair creaked from within the room, growing steadily louder. Aaron hesitated, his fingers hovering over the doorknob. The hairs on the back of his neck prickled with a sudden unease, but the lure of the unknown was too strong to resist. With a deep breath, he turned the knob and pushed the door open. Inside, Aaron gasped. The room was in pristine condition, its walls adorned with elegant wallpaper and its furnishings polished to a shine. Sunlight streamed through the windows, illuminating motes dancing in the air. But what truly captivated him was a rocking chair in the corner. It gently swayed as if someone had just risen from it. Then he heard it again, the soft, haunting melody of a music box. Aaron followed the sound to a nearby table where an ornate music box sat open, its key seemingly turned by an unseen hand. He watched as the ballerina inside twirled gracefully, her movements eerily lifelike. As he stood there mesmerized, his gaze fell on a series of framed photographs hanging on the walls. Each photograph showed a different gathering of people in the same room, all of them smiling broadly, their faces filled with joy. Yet something about the images unsettled him. Their forced cheerfulness, the stiffness of their poses, the vacant smiles, they seemed like a scene from a nightmare. Then he noticed something that sent a chill down his spine. In one of the photos, a man stood beside a woman and a child. The man's face was obscured by a shadow, but there was something familiar about his tall frame and the tilt of his head. Aaron stared at the photograph, a sense of foreboding washing over him. It was then that he realized the man in the picture looked exactly like him. As if drawn by an invisible force, he reached out to touch the glass frame. A sudden gust of wind slammed the door shut, plunging the room into darkness. The music box stopped playing. An icy chill replaced the warmth of the sun. Fear tightened its grip on Aaron's heart. He stumbled back, knocking over a chair in his haste. The noise echoed in the suddenly silent room. He tried the door, but it was locked. Panic rising within him, he rattled the handle, his breaths coming faster now. But the door wouldn't budge. Through the window, he saw the darkening sky and the setting sun. Night was falling, and he would be trapped in this room as darkness descended. The rocking chair creaked again, and Aaron whirled around to face it. The music box began to play, its tune now a distorted, haunting melody. The ballerina seemed to dance with a macabre glee. In the corner, a shadow took shape, growing larger, darker. Terror froze Aaron in place. He watched as a figure emerged from the gloom, its features obscured by the dim light. The figure glided closer, and he could make out the man's face. It was the man from the photograph, his eyes hollow, his smile a grotesque mockery of joy. Driven by primal fear, Aaron ran to the window. He pounded on the glass, his screams echoing in the growing darkness, but the window wouldn't budge. It was sealed shut, trapping him with the specter from the past. As the music box reached a crescendo, the man in the photograph reached out a hand towards Aaron. His fingers, long and skeletal, seemed to beckon. Aaron recoiled, his heart pounding against his ribs. In the struggle to free himself from the window, he knocked over a vase. It shattered on the floor, its sharp shards glinting in the dim light. Driven by desperation, he grabbed a piece of broken glass. When the man approached, he raised the shard high and lunged. The man let out a scream that seemed to suck the very joy from the room. He stumbled back, his form flickering as if made of smoke, but as quickly as he had appeared, he vanished. The music box stopped playing. The room plunged into silence. Trembling, Aaron raced to the door and threw his weight against it. It swung open and he stumbled out into the night. Behind him, he heard the sound of breaking glass and the echo of a maniacal laughter. In the distance, he could hear sirens wailing, their red and blue lights flashing through the mist. Aaron didn't stop running until he reached the safety of his car. His camera lay abandoned in the house, its last image the chilling specter of the grinning man. From that day on, no one dared to enter the Mercer house. Those who passed by could feel the oppressive sadness emanating from within, and some swore they could hear the mournful strains of a music box carried on the wind. The secrets of the house remained buried in its walls, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can linger in even the brightest of rooms.